This is Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. We are the #1 business show on the planet with over 1 million downloads a month. Taking the BS out of business for over 6 years and over 400 episodes. You ready to start snapping necks and cashing checks? Well, it starts right about now.
Welcome to the show. It's Right About Now. It's our weekly business news of the week here on June 7th, 2024. We're taking the bullshit right out of business. That's what we do. I always do with my good friend, Chris Hansen. What's up, Chris?
What's up, Brian? How are you today, big dog?
Hey, just taking the BS out of everything, man. I'm over the BS. Like, I don't need any BS in my life. That's why we're here. You won't. People come to us, so we extract the BS. We're like a vacuum cleaner for the bullshit.
Right.
We're going to pull it out. We're going to tell you what it all means and give you what you need and nothing you don't want. What's happening, man?
Another beautiful day down in Miami, getting hot, man. Super, super hot.
Hot Miami. That's the news of the week.
Yep.
I'm enjoying my YLH energy drink. I'm not giving anybody, there's no more freebies here. It's the YLH until, look, 1 million plus downloads a month, the #1 show in marketing and business on Apple, and we hit #4 in business in the world. Look, your logo needs to be here. I drink too many energy drinks, so you get better coverage than just about anything.
That's a fact.
Yes, but it's tasty.
I don't know how your heart is still beating, but rock on, baby.
Dude, I run at like 44 resting heart rate. I don't know.
So this brings you up to homeostasis. You're like, I'm normal like everybody else now.
Yes, I am. But you know what's not normal? And that's these hats. You know, I am rocking the new hats from our good friends, and you know who that is. Got the new logo on there. But our good friends at Branded Bills, brandedbills.com. Look, custom patches just like these. Look, man, they're in. We got the other show Chris and I does, Vibe Science. You see that patch? That's tasty leather right there, my friend. And then, of course, the Right About Now logo, custom and in there. Yes, it is. This is where it's at. You want the best for your brand. You want the best for your business, your event, whatever it is. Check them out, the official merchandise sponsor of Right About Now. Chris and I love them. You'll love them. Go to brandedbills.com and tell them Right About Now sent you. You'll thank us. And look, this is tasty right here. Tasty. Oh, yeah. I do love them. Got them surrounded around me. We got like 5,000 hats in the studio. So look, if you want a hat, DM me. I'll send you one. Someone on the team will. Chris will send you one too. You know, if you're down in Miami and you're not scary, Chris might even meet up with you and hand you one.
This is true. If you're not a weirdo,
I'm signing Chris
holler
up
at me.
For a shot.
We can meet in a public place in the middle of the day.
Yeah. Starbucks at 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Nothing at night.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
You don't need a hat at nighttime, okay, bro? You can meet me when the sun's out.
That's right. We appreciate you wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are. Hopefully you're watching on YouTube. This show's a lot better. We already talked about how good looking Chris is. You get to see him. You get to see the shine from the gold. You get the Branded Bills hats. You get the custom. Look, Sawyer's fragile. He is super talented, but fragile. He needs admiration of how cool this fucking board is behind me. I'm telling you. He spent a lot of time, a lot of energy, and it's badass. And I kid about his fragileness. He's super talented, and I just feel important with the board behind me, you know? I mean, I don't have a bamboo tree and a vacay logo up in my Miami lounge like Chris.
Hey, we got balance, baby. We got best of both worlds.
That's right. So you need to watch us on YouTube to get the full experience. We got multi-camera in here. Look, Sawyer's got us hooked up, man. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 cameras today. And again, Chris dropping the 1s and the 2s. So check us out on YouTube. Get the full video experience. And look, this is real gold, baby. They don't just hand these out. You got to see that in person to really know what it is. 60 pounds of goodness. But with all that said, look, hey, the rich are getting richer, Chris. This isn't even on our official show notes. Comes to us from our good friends at Yahoo Finance. We really appreciate them. Yahoo! Remember those commercials?
Yeah, wow, that's throwing it back. Hey,
Dude, yeah.
it's still in the brain, bro.
It
works.
is. I mean, it triggered, like, that's how memories, that's what branding does, though. Like, I didn't plan that. I really didn't. Like, it just came out. I was reading it off my screen and triggered that brand memory. I'm telling you, it matters. World's richest have never been so wealthy. So says a study from our friends at noshit.com. Yeah, go check them out. The world has never had so many rich people, and their investments in soaring stock markets have made them wealthier than ever recorded, according to a study published on Wednesday. That would be this past Wednesday, the 5th. The number of high net worth individuals, that's defined as people with liquid assets of at least 1 million, rose by 5.1% last year to 22.8 million people. A lot of wealthy people out there. Their total net worth reaches 86.8 trillion. It's a 5% increase from the previous year. The number of, and their total wealth is the highest since they began the annual study in 1997. The fortunes are attributed to the rising stock market as well as other trading and assets that have increased. Makes sense, doesn't it, Chris? I mean, the stock market's never been higher. The wealthy have more in the stock market than anyone else, so pretty easy correlation. I can do that correlation.
I know, right? Yeah.
You don't even have to pay me to do the study.
Yeah. Yeah. Rich people's money earning interest sitting in their accounts they don't need to touch is growing. Holy shit.
I know. But so what does this mean? Well, I don't know. The problem I think going on right now is that it's less, I think it's that middle ground, like right below, because with interest rates so high and inflation still going on, literally I had this discussion. I've been having this theory, and again, this is probably part of the no shit theory too, but I'm just going to say it, at least it calculates for me. Been going like, okay, what are the impact of these interest rates? And we've talked about this before. Being so high, just getting money in the market. Like, people just aren't doing things. People are sitting on houses that they'd love to sell that are worth more than they've ever been worth, but they know they're going to have to turn around and buy in the same market, which they might actually be okay with. But what they're not okay with is turning a 4% mortgage into an 8.5% mortgage. And so you have a lot of money sitting on the sidelines and a lot of like stagnation going on. And so I don't think that's impacting the uber wealthy or the, what we're talking about here as much it is sort of that just, we call it middle class, but I mean, I didn't say upper middle class. I think it's having an impact. And
it is.
And so those interest rates have to come down. I mean, I'll be honest, like even for me, like we've considered a couple little moves on certain things, not selling our house necessarily, but like we've got some rental properties, some shifting things around, and we're like, and we don't have to. It's not a ton based on the interest rate, but it's enough based on the interest rate that's like, you second guess everything.
Yeah. And
so I know that's what's happening. You have friends talk about this?
Yeah, I got a lot of buddies in the mortgage industry. I mean, one I talk to almost every day, and it's exactly what he's saying. If anything, people are refining to get cash out of their houses since they've appreciated, but that's because people are still tight on money. I think and from the people I know, a lot of people bought houses 2019 to 2021. A lot of them probably spent a little more than they would have usually spent. Cash is tight.
Yeah.
So you're right. There's a lot of people just they're not in a bad spot, but they can't really make a move.
Yeah, because they might have assets and equity, so like they might, but it's just not quite as liquid as it would normally be, right? They aren't like
good enough to
buying and selling at the level to where, okay, maybe I'll downsize my house and take the gains here. I'm willing to buy in a market that's increased, but I'm going to downsize and then take those earnings, invest them in some rental properties. All that's kind of on hold. So
yeah, and most people I know, they're looking to upsize because they're growing their families. My age, my friends, And that's the issue is they're growing their families. They're outgrowing their homes, but now they're stuck. Yeah. They can't afford that next jump up. And they're kind of just, sitting there.
Exactly. So the wealth are getting wealthier. Not a surprise, but, and look, I'm not even hating on that. I'm not, this is me like, hey, it's capitalism, they're taking advantage. Good for them. We're talking about sort of the realities of that, just underneath that and what that's impacting everything else. Money moving. You need money moving. I thought this was interesting. This comes to us from Mashable.com. Man hides Apple AirTags in power tools. Helps police crack massive theft case.
I'm happy to hear them being used for a positive thing instead of
tracking
stalking women.
Stalking your boyfriend or girlfriend.
Yeah, that's typically what I hear about.
A carpenter has provided police with the key to cracking a multi-million-dollar theft case. It all happened thanks to some hidden Apple AirTags. He spoke on anonymously to the Washington Post, said he decided to hide the Bluetooth tracking devices, which are typically used to help people keep tabs on things like luggage and keys and spouses, after he'd been the victim of previous tool thefts. It is pretty ingenious. I will say it made me think of other business case or just use cases for this thing, and not
that's exactly what I was just
stuff.
Sitting thinking.
Because
what can I use this for?
You gotta have one. I know you have Find Your iPhone, which so it seems, but if it turns off, if you had one plastered on there, I don't know. I guess someone might take it off if they stole it, but you could hide one in the case. They ought to build. Hey, here's a product idea: a case that's thick enough that you can conceal one in the case as a backup to find my iPhone.
Yeah.
I need to think that through, but it sounds smart on the surface, Find my not found iPhone. That's the name of it. I don't know, something stupid. But in all seriousness, I do think there's a lot of use cases. And I think I will say this. If you have a parent or someone with dementia or something like that, I'd have that shit all
in their wallet,
their cars, wherever. And again, you're not tracking them deceptively. It's more care. Hey, nursing homes, every wheelchair should have one of those on it.
Yeah.
I mean,
grandma rolling out to the parking lot.
Grandma rolling out. I kid a little bit, but I'm actually being serious.
That's a real thing. My grandma used to take off from her caretaker. She would just get in the car and leave.
Yeah. There's a lot of use cases for those things. I would put one on my boat or something.
Even luggage, bro. It says in the article, I'd put it in my luggage.
Yeah. Never know. That's a good, because luggage gets lost, dude. Be tracking that thing. Yeah. And they're cheap. They're not $30 now or something. They're inexpensive. So anyway, lots of use cases and probably some business models to be developed around them. So that's why we brought it up. Thought it was fun and interesting. And hey, dude, don't be stealing tools, man. Come on, man. That's just who trying to do some
stealing someone's livelihood.
Yeah, that ain't cool. And I hope everybody starts putting AirTags on them, just busting people left and right. This is also from Mashable. I've said this for a while. Facebook has a real problem with the younger generation. It's when they think that they call it the boomer, boomer book or something.
It's true.
It's just not cool to get on Facebook. And that's a problem for Facebook because these older generation, they're phasing. We're all, look, newsflash, we're all dying.
Sorry. Hey, your user base is dying.
So we're all, unless one of these AI or things, really comes around and makes us live forever. We all have an end date. So you don't want your user base to be skewing too old. And so Facebook has a plan to woo Gen Z users back to the platform. Once a must-have for college students, Facebook is now more commonly reputed as a watering hole for old people. as other social platforms have risen and evolved to fill the needs of younger generations. Facebook has been peddling election propaganda to folks who can't tell the difference between AI-generated images and reality. Now, Boomer Book wants to reverse course. I mean, this article feels like it's so supportive of this reversal.
Yeah, I got to give some props to this writer for kind of making it not so watered down. It's kind of refreshing.
Yeah. At an event in New York City on May 31st, Facebook's execs presented their strategy for ensuring the next 20 years of Facebook. How we stay alive. It's never good when you're like even coming out and saying it.
No.
Wooing young users and applying AI everywhere. Oh, wonderful. We're still for everyone, President Tom Allison told the crowd, but we also recognize that in order to stay relevant, we have to build for Gen Z. So they're making plans. And look, this is an issue. I will say this. I got an idea. You know what everybody uses that may not admit it of all ages? It's called Facebook Marketplace. I don't care how old you are. Everybody gets on that shit. They do. I know. I see them. People are buying stuff left and right. You need to be that, like, could be the conduit for, like, creating some kind of regeneration of the younger crowd or something. Because I know people are shopping on that all the time. I see them all the time. I see people doing it. I know I get on there even for dumb shit. And we have some friends, Kelly and TJ. I don't know if y'all even listen to our show. Dude, they are on that shit all the time. Like, they're not even shopping. They're just looking. Like, hey. Kind of like going to, the never-ending yard sale where you're going through everybody's shit. Like, I really need this 1974 bookcase. It's kind of cracked in the middle, but you know what? Put a little wood glue on that thing and it'll look just like new. And hoarders, know. But then I do think like that Gen Z crowd, they're always, they looking for some cool stuff for their house, their condo, going through Facebook Marketplace.
It's like a treasure hunt. People love that.
Treasure hunt. Maybe that's the conduit. Put that shit in the metaverse or something and I don't know, get them some goggles and, make it a virtual yard sale.
Yeah.
I kid, but I do think that is the sort of one app or one within the app that I think a lot of people use universally.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. I do think Facebook, I don't know how you get this genie back in the bottle or out of the bottle, however we want to say it, because they say they're working, like if this article further goes on, like they're working on their video algorithm so that, they start matching TikTok with aligning interest with what they get shown with the video apps and stuff. And that matters if they're on the app, like in the feed. But if you're not, that's the problem. And so that's what they got to figure out ultimately. So it's a problem. This comes from us from Mashable. This is right up your alley, brother. GameStop climbs as Roaring Kitty reveals $116 minimum bet in Reddit post. GameStop shares jumped 20% on Monday after Roaring Kitty, also known as Keith Gill, the stock's influencer behind the 21 retail trading frenzy, returned to Reddit with a post showing a $116 million bet on the embattled video game retailer. The stock was set to add $4.6 billion to its market value after surging as much as 75% earlier in the session. Roughly $2.7 billion worth of shares changed hands by 10:12 a.m. compared to $2.3 billion in Apple. This one guy that sets all that off. It was Gil's first post in 3 years.
This has been going nuts on Twitter. So I encourage anyone to watch the documentary, not documentary, it's a film about this guy on Netflix. I think it's called GameStop. And now the SEC is trying to shut this guy down for options trading. And the big dilemma is everyone knows now our politicians like Pelosi and all these people options trade and make tons of money.
Yeah.
Essentially voting on the stocks they're holding.
Right.
This guy basically posted on Twitter what he was trading and a bunch of people jumped on and they made a lot of money. And now, the people in power are not very happy about it. But I'm a big supporter of this guy. He's taking it to the man. He's become quite a legend.
Yeah, he said off all the meme stocks back in the day too. And so I'll say this, if you're listening, I'd always be dabbling in this stuff. You call it retail trading, whatever you want to call it. But the apps are so easy now. This is legalized gambling in a way. Keep your few grand, like just playing around with it. I mean, whatever you can afford. But because you never know when one of these things might pop and you turn 1,000 into like 50,000. And nothing else you can do can make that happen. I mean, short of being a drug dealer, which we don't encourage here. We're taking the bullshit out of business, but we're not going that far. So, there are laws here. We're not encouraging breaking them. That's why you get to legalize gambling. It's called the stock market. So I would open you a little, I don't know. Is Robinhood even still the thing?
Scott trade account.
Is Robinhood still around?
Yeah, but that's the one that they were part of this controversy. They suspended trading on this stock when retail traders were actually crushing it.
Yeah. So
maybe don't use Robinhood, but like Ryan said, get on there. There's a million apps. Hook up your damn credit card and you can buy some stocks.
Yeah. And don't max it out. Just use like 500.
Like you said, $200.
Yeah.
$1,000, whatever
you're
afford.
comfortable with, Stop betting on those games that you never win. Throw the stock market.
Scratch offs. Quit.
It'll be easier to tell your wife that, hey, I lost a few $100 on, Apple today, instead of going, man, I lost on the Pacers last night. That conversation goes a lot different because it's business, baby. You were in it for the right reasons.
Yeah, you're right. They're not looked at the same at all.
Yeah. I mean, LeBron James not scoring 32 points in the game cost, that it doesn't go over so well. But I had some insider tips on Google's AI stock, and I lost 400 last night, honey. Oh, that's okay. You were looking out after our future and all that, but
this is not financial advice, but maybe if you listen right about now, you might make some good picks.
Hey. There you go. Hey, speaking of picks, look, I got some beef. The NBA, I don't even watch the NBA, but the playoffs have been pretty compelling. My kids get into it. We've had every night. It's a lot of fun. And look, obviously condensing down, you have less games, less teams in it. But this 2 fucking week break between the Eastern Conference and the Western, you lose all momentum. My kids have forgotten about it. I would love to see what the ratings are like game 1. Maybe they're through the roof because you build up this demand for 2 weeks. But we were into it, yeah. And then the last game was last Monday night, and it's a full week and 3-4 days till the finals start. And it has something to do with there was a sweep in the East and a 4-1 in the West. So they went faster than planned. But I'm dude, all momentum just kind of a week and a half later, you're kind of, in today's world, attention's fleeting.
Yeah,
and so
it's a long time.
Again, my kids were into it, asking me for 3 days after it ended. Okay, when's the final? When's the finals? Do you think they asked me when the finals were this week? Nope. On to the next thing. Now, we'll probably get back into it, but I would love to see expected ratings versus actual. I could be wrong. Maybe they built demand. I don't know. I think people forget about things. So we'll see. But I don't know. We're kind of just getting into it. Now I'm kind of
yeah, you need to ride that wave.
Yeah. So, all right. This, we're taking the BS out of business. It's OpenAI insiders warn of a reckless race for dominance. This gets scary, dude. Okay.
Yeah. You don't want to hear reckless AI in the same.
This comes to us
article
from our best friends at dangers..Concerns. Yeah, everybody knows them. Dunyas. I don't know. But this article was at a lot of other places. I just liked the hysteria that this one seemed to be causing. A group of OpenAI insiders is blowing the whistle on what they say is a culture of reckless and secrecy at the San Francisco artificial intelligence company, which is racing to build the most powerful AI systems ever created. The group, which includes 9 current former OpenAI employees, has rallied in recent days around shared concerns that the company has not done enough to prevent its AI systems from becoming dangerous. A respected ex-employee who actually jeopardized his $2 million exit clause willingly believes that the probability that advanced AI will destroy or catastrophically harm humanity, a grim statistic often shortened to PDOOM in AI circles, he thinks that percentage of probability is 70%. An insider who's worked on the platform.
That's kind of frightening. No?
Yeah, let that sink
the
in.
guy
for a
building
minute.
it's like, yo, we got a 70% wiping us all out.
Yeah,
That's
well. Here, this same guy said that he thought it would be 50 years before AI reached true human intelligence level. He now puts it at 2027, 3 years from now. It'll be greater or as high as human intelligence based on the progression. And so he said, so with that happening, so he's predicting, he puts 70% chance. And like, again, this is a guy that worked there since the original. He's involved in all this. He sees what's going on. He knows what's going on. And he had a $2 million stock like that he forfeited. He just said, because they had like a non-disparagement clause or something, which supposedly they've wiped out now and he's still going to get it. But he didn't know that when he released this quote. And he just said, no, I'm willing to do it because I need people. I want people to know. He put $2 million on the line. And he ain't writing a book. So he's just
good for him.
Telling people that you should be worried about this. And so be careful what you ask for out there. You know, like
protect that man. He's stepping on a lot of people's toes, a lot of money.
Yes. And it's just, again, there's got to be responsibility around all this tech that's, you know, being built around it. Look, I'm all for progression. I'm an innovator. I like innovation. I do. But I don't really want to blow up the world, you know, like because we make computers smarter than us and too self-aware. I don't want Westworld. I've watched that movie. I've watched that show. I love that movie. I love the show because it's suspending reality. I don't want reality becoming reality.
Right,
like,
right.
I don't want my entertainment becoming
it's entertainment
reality.
because it's fiction.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And we talk about this a lot because I think it's important to highlight this so people are, you know, we're asking that questions. We're doing, you know, thinking about this stuff the right way. Because, you know, there's a lot of just passivity going on. You know, we just sort of like let this stuff fly. Like, oh, okay, somebody else will take care of it.
Or people assume it's going to be a benefit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I see, even yesterday, I'm driving by Miami-Dade College and I see a big poster, come learn AI. It's like, for something that's come so quickly and become in all of our conversations almost daily.
Yeah.
Especially in the marketing world, right? You're right. There's a lot of people that are just kind of, oh, well, my Tesla drives itself. This is awesome, you know? And that's kind of where, as far as they think of it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's more than that. And it's sort of like once you start ceding control, where does that, like, or ceding, okay, to the AI, or like, where does that stop and start?
Watch Upgraded on Netflix. It's a movie about a guy getting a chip in his brain and basically the chip taking over.
Yes. Well, yeah.
Where we're headed, people.
CHIP. And we are not talking about the California Highway Patrol back on chips with Ponch and John. I'm really showing my age
school,
with that.
bro.
If you know what that is, Chips. Yeah. Go watch it. That's a great 80s movie or show.
Yeah.
Chips. Ba, 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 ba. No, that's the A-Team. I'm trying to remember they're riding those motorcycles, dude. Oh man.
Those tan outfits.
Yeah. John was sort of the good cop and Ponch was kind of the bad. And they're both good cops. But Ponch was a little feisty. You know, he like punch you in the face or something. Like, go watch what they used to do. Like, you can get away with that now. Yeah, I don't think so.
You think police brutality is bad now? Go look at the 80s.
Yeah, go watch Chips.
Holy shit.
Oh, geez. Speaking of AI, A lot of marketing campaigns coming out using this. Okay, I can't wait to see how this does. U.S. Bank taps AI to create audience models for national campaign. This is marketing..com. U.S. Bank has launched a national campaign, The Power of Us, leveraging artificial intelligence to create audience models to test its creative against. Per details shared with marketing.. The campaign is the first under new CMO, Michael LaCoraza. Campaign is centered around a brand video and 3 additional spots that tell stories of what U.S. Bank, its employees, and clients can achieve together. Supernatural AI. Agency Supernatural AI's AI platform.
Smooth.
Really rolls off. I had to read it twice. Yeah. Was used to create avatars of U.S. Bank's core target groups to develop the campaign strategy and conduct testing. Let's see how this goes. Power of us. Power of AI. I don't know. We'll see how
Power
it does.
Of us. But we're using fake AI created characters.
Yeah, exactly.
That aren't real human.
It's gonna be interesting to watch this. Look, I like the innovation. I like, personalization and ads. Hey, great. But we'll see. We'll see. You're going to see a lot more of this. And I want to report back. I want to see the results from this.
That's what I was thinking. I want to see what was the increase in sales revenue for the bank after these run?
Yeah. I had a guy I really admire on as a guest episode in studio this week. Steve Robinson, former CMO of Chick-fil-A for 32 and a half years. Eat more chicken, that guy. And he talked about brand, and he talked about culture, and he talked about what you have to do to build a company. And it's everything but what the hell these people are doing. Let me just tell you that. It was great. And Covert Cows and Chick-fil-A. Go check that book out. And look, that episode's coming out soon. I'm telling you, this is a masterclass. This might be one of my favorite episodes from a marketing perspective. Steve is so easy to listen to, but yet so knowledgeable. Let me tell you, if you're building a brand, you're playing. You better play the long game, baby. And it's top to bottom, and so very interesting as kind of going through this and talking with someone like him and then reading these other kind of marketing approaches. And look, it doesn't mean they don't use AI. It doesn't mean that Chick-fil-A is not using intelligence to sort of guide things. And he talked about that very thing. But he talked about it through the lens with which they do it and how it doesn't change their, from good to gracious. That's sort of that's their tagline. Not internally, strategy. So anyway, really interesting. About how they've been successful. And look, they give away the secrets, and the competitors don't even copy it because they can't duplicate it. And it ain't because they pay their employees $2 more an hour. I can tell you that.
No.
So you need to check that episode out. Couple more today. TikTok is exploring a US-only version of its feed algorithm. This is from social media today. Would TikTok still be TikTok if it didn't have its all-knowing algorithm feeding you more and more of the content you want to watch every time you log in? That could be a key question on the next stage for the app as it works to come up with alternatives to remain in operation in the U.S. after the U.S. Senate voted to force TikTok to be sold into U.S. ownership or face a national ban due to national security concerns. Chinese officials have reportedly already vetoed any potential sales of its algorithmic code under Chinese revised export. I think we talk about if we were to look 20 years ago and we heard some of the terminology we use now.
It's foreign language.
It would be. And it's the algorithm. I mean, how many
Like,
times do you talk about
R2D2?
algorithms? They talk about.
I've said it more in the last 2 years than I've said it my entire life.
Yeah. And now people are using it for other things. We have a custom algorithm for that. We're
Everything.
And it's called just a strategy.
We have a trading algorithm. We have a marketing algorithm.
Yeah.
We have an email blasting algorithm.
We have an energy drink formula algorithm. And
we
built an algorithm to tell us how to do our algorithm.
Yeah, exactly. Literally, bro.
if you start a company and you don't have algorithm or AI in it, good luck.
Yeah. Then you should call us because your marketing needs some work. Clearly.
It's called creativity.
You're missing the keywords, bro.
Yeah. We've reached the end. It's not the end of the internet. It's the end of creativity. Anyway, they're not going to sell the algorithm alone. It means that the sale of TikTok as we know it is unlikely. And now, according to reports, TikTok's owner ByteDance is working to come up with another proposal. So, interesting. Socialmediatoday.com. So they're trying. They don't want to sell. Of course they don't. But why? I don't know what the end game on this is. I still feel like TikTok stays up, somehow, some way.
I agree.
I mean, why did the Chinese government just pay an American to buy it from them and then they control them? Isn't that what's going to happen?
They're going to create a shell company in the U.S. with one American board of directors. I mean,
yeah,
they're already doing this, acquiring real estate.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's not a sham. I think we're trying to do the right thing.
It'll be resolved, and we'll probably never know really how it was resolved or the details of it. Because it's going to happen in
or
a
it'll
back
say,
room with
a private buyer ended up stepping forward.
Private acquisition.
Details of the deal to be named later, i.e. never.
Yeah. And people forget about it a week and a half later, just like the finals of the basketball tournament.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as they can keep posting their videos,
dude,
no one's going to care about the details.
Yes. Caitlin Clark signs with Wilson, WNBA rookie. So my good friend, I was literally watching a show this week and talking about the impact of Caitlin Clark on the WNBA. Well, I was talking about because people are getting pissed off because they think that literally all the rookies were having an impact on increasing the WNBA rookie, and the product had improved so much overall. That's why all these numbers were up. And then they literally brought all these stats up, showing guess who, attendance is up, guess things that could only directly be correlated to one person versus the entire group. Right. And it was all Caitlin Clark, It's she's just that figure, and making these comparisons. And it was funny. And so it was compelling to say the least. Sometimes just these figures come along, you don't know when it's going to happen. They have this magnetism and combined with ability that has an impact, and that's okay, But let's not overstate what is or isn't happening. The product has gotten a lot better. But
when you say this,
yeah,
I think of Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, sure.
Did that many more people just watch the NFL because they were interested in football this past season, or is it because of that relationship?
Yeah,
or
that relationship.
Lance Armstrong with the Tour de France. Who gave a shit about Tour de France and the Live Strong yellow bracelets until Lance Armstrong kind of...
Exactly. And look, what can happen is the WNBA might be able to bottle some of this, and look, more people watching. It's sort of like advertising. It's reach and frequency. So you get more people watching more often, whether it's Caitlin Clark or whatever. I mean, she's 23, 22 years old. However, she's going to be around for a while. So bottle it up and look, more eyeballs gives you more potential to keep those eyeballs because they might get interested because the product is better. So I think, this might end up manifesting into what they're trying to say is happening now, because she's going to bring more eyeballs, which might stick around. But what got them there in the first place wasn't what you're saying it is. It's because she's a magnetic, iconic figure that just happened to come along and has a skill set that's highly attractive. And so it's interesting. Saw that this week. But Wilson Sporting Goods signed a basketball star, Caitlin Clark, to a multi-year endorsement deal. As part of the agreement, Clark will test and advise the brand on specific Wilson products. Company plans pure drops of basketball merchandise celebrating the former Iowa point guard, and it will partner with Clark to create her first ever signature basketball line due later this year. Interestingly enough, she's the number 4 selling jersey, regardless of men or women.
That's badass. That's impressive.
Yeah, it is. And that's...
I wonder who's buying them. Is it like girls or like dudes are walking around like, hell yeah,
I think it's... I bet it's 75%, 80% girls. But I mean, shit. I'm sure there's crossover, you know.
Good for her, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah. She's fun to watch. She's jacking 3-pointers from half court in your eye. You know? Like, anyway. So
Those got skills.
Deal. Finally today, Abercrombie and Fitch sets a record with $1 billion first quarter. Wow. Don't call it a comeback. I mean, holy shit.
It's like, when's the last time you walked in an Abercrombie and Fitch?
Yeah. They, yeah. By brand, Abercrombie net sales rose 31%. With comps up. Hollister rose 12.3 as well, which is part of Abercrombie & Fitch. So they're basing it on going back to focusing on the quality of their jeans and a couple other product lines and, you know, other tactics. But maybe some of it's just people going back to the mall. I don't know. But I hadn't heard Abercrombie & Fitch in the news in quite a while. I mean, that was the jam growing up. You know, like, dude. Oh, man, get you some Abercrombie and Fitch jeans, you know.
Like, line out the door, bro.
Line out the door. And the half-naked guys and girls, like, waiting for you. And hey, I know, welcome. Like the, you know. Yeah.
Just like, reeking like cologne walking in and out of that place because they spray so much.
Oh, dude. Yeah. It's all, you smell like it for 4 days. It's kind of like going
I worked at Hollister. I had a half-liter spray bottle that'd make me walk around the store and spray like every hour of just the cologne, literally. And I remember older women coming in like, oh, God, it's so strong in here. Can you guys turn the music down and less cologne? And I'm
less
like,
cologne. Less cologne. I'm just telling Barbara. You, but like, it's...
And they've had some negative stuff over the years, Abercrombie.
Yeah. Well, they got shit for, you know, body shaming and all that. Cause like, you know, like, the half naked, I'm like,
the CEO owner didn't like fat people or whatever, right? He's like, I don't want fat people wearing my clothes.
I thought they handled it terribly and no one agrees with like that sort of shaming. Like that's ridiculous. Yeah. But I didn't think at its core, it was, if you want to stand for athletic people that take care of your body and that's part of your brand. Okay. That's okay. I can accept that, but you don't have to shame the other side while raising up your side. I think that's where it got lost.
You can support one team without shitting on the others.
Yeah. Exactly. Focus on yours and not belittling the other side. I thought this is interesting too. Dr. Pepper is now the number 2 soda in America. So, it's always Coke, Pepsi, and then like Dr. Pepper and others. And now Dr. Pepper has overtaken Pepsi as the number 2 soda brand. It is standalone. A lot of people think Dr. Pepper's part is Pepsi, but it's not. Standalone. So, new contender in the cola wars, and it isn't a cola. It's Dr. Pepper. That's a cola. Come on.
Love me a DP. It's a cola. Yeah. Same thing.
It's a 130-year-old soda brand is now tied with Pepsi Cola as the number 2 carbonated. It's tied, I guess. The regular versions of Pepsi and Dr. Pepper are neck and neck in a spot that Pepsi has held nearly every year for the past 4 decades. Dr. Pepper. They say it's because like new, you know, they had strawberries and cream, much new flavors, which sounded terrible. I never tried that, but strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper. But I do drink some Dr. Pepper Zero. It's pretty tasty. My kids love it. Yeah. But, I mean, the soda wars. I just remember those. Remember you get a 2 liter for 10 cents at the grocery store? The soda wars?
No.
That might be before your time, too. I
was probably like 3.
Yeah, you might have been 3. But they'd have the soda wars. You get 2 liter for 10 cents, like 20 cents. Like crazy.
What a time to be alive.
Now one's, you know, a soda war would be one for $2 or $3 because they're normally like $5 now. I don't know. What's a 2 liter? I haven't bought a 2 liter in, I can't remember when. How much does a 2 liter cost?
I only know when it's in a bundle with the Domino's package.
Yeah.
Like medium, breadsticks, 2 liter.
And when you think about it, 2 liters are like the dumbest thing ever created. I mean, all it does is get flat in like 24 hours. I don't care what they say. Oh, put the lid back on 3 days later. Nah, that shit's flat. You know, it is. Yeah. And I'd get some stock in on some, hey, get on those stock apps. Put a little bit down on the DP, Dr. Pepper. You know, they got it going on here. You got those promos going on. Just don't try to feed me that strawberry and cream shit, though. I don't want that. They said that was part of the reason I think that's all PR. I'd like to know how many true strawberry, and somebody's going to DM me and be like, oh, it's delicious. So good.
That's the only thing I drink.
Producer Sawyer here. I'm going to jump in and say that I think strawberries and cream Dr. Pepper is delicious.
Oh.
Well,
I'm going to have another sip of my YLH with that, just to get the taste out of my mouth.
All I think is just artificial when I hear that.
Sawyer does speak for the younger crew, though. I mean, I think maybe it is. Have you had the zero version, or is it the full leaded?
I always use full leaded.
The full leaded.
We're actually both big fans of it. It probably is artificial, but I don't know. I kind of like it.
Hey, it's good for a little.
I drink a lot of it, but I had one or two. It was for the knowledge.
Yeah.
Sawyer has cases at his house. We know. Now we know.
Ordering cases off
So
Prime.
maybe there is something there. I haven't met anyone that liked it, but I also haven't met that many people that have tried it. So maybe I'm shortchanging it. Maybe that is why they grew to number 2. But it sounds to me like I feel like some of these flavor profiles are just sort of the PR of it. People go, oh wow, that's cool. And then they grab the regular. You know?
Yeah.
That's kind of like me. The Coke Zero, like, okay, I don't know, Pluto version or whatever the hell. They're all fruity nasty. Let me tell you, I tried one once. But I'll look at it and I'll go, oh, that's kind of cool. But I still grab like the regular Coke Zero.
Yeah. You're like, that's cool, but not enough to switch up what I know I like.
That's right. And I know soda's not great for you, but it's so damn tasty.
Dude, sometimes you just need a nice
It's better than an ice cold Coca-Cola, you know? And a
Not
waffle.
much. Ooh. It's quite a combo.
Go to Waffle House and get a waffle with some hash browns with cheese and an ice cold Coke. Like, dude, thank me later. I'm just telling you. Like that'll make you run out of the house naked 7 times, not 5.
Well, I got my plans for the weekend now.
I mean,
sure
I know
have
it's
any
not
plans
healthy.
after.
And look, I run, I take care of myself. I'm not fat ass. But you know what? Like, I'm just telling them, keep it real. We think we're taking the BS out of things, man. Like, I'm taking the BS. That is a tasty combo. Waffle, hash browns with cheese, and an ice cold Coca-Cola. Thank you, Waffle House and Coke. You can be our next sponsors.
It's that Greenville special, baby.
Yeah. Dude. You don't even have to be hungover for that to taste good. I mean, that's just the goodness. I think that's all. Got to end on a high note. It's called Coke and waffles and hash browns.
Yeah.
We record at a lunchtime. These show notes are making me hungry. Pretzels are making me thirsty. If you're a Seinfeld fan, you know what that means. Chris, any final words, my friend?
Everyone have a great weekend and stay hydrated out there. It's getting warm.
Yes, it is getting warm. We appreciate you wherever you are, whenever you are, however you are, for making us number 1. Hey, leave us a review. Shoot me a DM. We'll shoot you a hat. And we appreciate our sponsor, Brady Bills, for rocking the new gear. BradyBills.com. For Chris Broby Hansen, that's him on Instagram. Check him out. I'm Ryan Alford. You know to find us. We got that blue check next to our name. RyanIsRight.com. All the highlight clips, links to the YouTube, pictures of Chris's pretty face, anything you could ever want, right there. We'll see you next time on Right About Now.
This has been Right About Now with Ryan Alford, a Radcast Network production. Visit RyanIsRight.com for full audio and video versions of the show or to inquire about sponsorship opportunities. Thanks for listening.